I started the video late, I'm so sorry. Okay, I opened the plaster of Paris and it said to do the ratio of 2 to 1. So 2 parts plaster, 1 part water. So for this first one, just to test it out, I did 1 cup of plaster and half a cup of water. And I'm trying to get it all smooth. I don't think that I like this stir stick. I think that I messed up by not using my whisk. Also, it seems like there's not enough water and too much plaster. We're gonna add a hint more water. If I need to add more plaster, I will. We don't want it to be too thick, but we don't want it to be too thin. We don't want it to dry right away either. Some people say not to stir it too fast, so I try to keep it slow. I do see bubbles compared to the plaster casting powder that I bought from Amazon, so we're gonna see what difference that makes. Right now it's very thick. Don't think it's supposed to be that thick, but all the bubbles went away. So I think, yeah, this is too thick. I feel it. We're gonna add a little bit more water. Some people do 1 to 1. Some people do 2 cups to 1.5 cups of water, 2 cups powder, 1.5 cup water. We are going to put this down for a second, this thing, and try my whisk. I'm worried that there's some in there that's not getting mixed in because of it being all the way at the bottom. All right, let's go for it. We'll start with these ones over here. I can definitely see how there's gonna be bubbles, and that only filled up 2 of these hearts. That whole entire mixture. Okay. I do notice that when you blow on it, the bubbles go away as well. Let's do, because this is gonna get hard, so let's not let that get hard. These are not gonna come out as white as I want them to. We are gonna do, we pretty much almost did a whole cup of water. So we're gonna do a cup of plaster of Paris. The box is kind of awkward. You go through a lot of this to get what you need done. Okay. We're gonna pour that in. And then I'm gonna take this one from last night. It was so white. Holy cow. Oh, this might be the winner because of the color. We're just gonna look at the color difference. It's literally like white. I'm gonna pour a little of that in. We're gonna add 3/4 cup of water. And we're gonna mix that up. This plaster of Paris is definitely darker. It's like a cement color, like a tan. I think I'm gonna do the hearts so we can tell a difference. So the first two is just plaster of Paris. I can't tell if I did. The second two are gonna be the mixture. Ah! That's not what I wanted to happen. I wanted it to go. There's a hump here. I need to move over the hump. All right. Hopefully I didn't just mess it up. All right, let's do the second one. These ones definitely have bubbles. It might be that plaster of Paris. I don't want that to dry on there. It's also very watery. All right, let's use a different mold for the rest of this. Be a cute little butterfly. Okay, there's some left, so we're gonna do like a cactus or two. Oh, I just splashed it on myself. I think I can do like one of these mini hats with this amount right here. Or a little boot. Let's do a boot. Okay, cool. I feel like I should like rinse this. right. And I'm gonna need fresh water to do the other plaster with, so I will. The perfect plaster. That's the one where I'm hoping, because I feel like it might be cheap enough. I'm hoping that it is white. So let me close these up real quick. All right, let me go grab a quick cup of water. Okay, I'm back with the water. We're gonna try the perfect paste. Make some room for these that are not on the little hump there. Okay, the perfect plaster is the other one I wanted to try. Let's see what it says to do, just to check. Plaster mixing formula, 2 parts to 1 part. The same thing as everything else. Okay. We are going to open this bad boy up. Going to, it says to pour this in as you do it, so we're gonna start again with 1 cup of mix. Which I've been doing like a level cup. We'll leave that right there for a second. And this one says to add it to the water. So, and this looks pretty white, so that's exciting. So we're gonna add half a cup. I got a little like wash bucket over here. I need to go to Home Depot and get real buckets so I can not use my kitchen utensils. Okay, we're gonna put half a cup of clean, cold water in this bucket. I think that we're gonna end up needing more, so we'll see. And then I'm gonna use my whisk because that's it's done the best for me. I'm just gonna clean it off because it got a little bit of hard casting pieces on it. I wanna make sure it's nice and clean. We don't wanna get any of the other casting mold into this one. Okay, the handle's still a little messed up, but for the most part, we got our whisk clean, and we're gonna slowly add this cup of mixture into it. So I'm gonna just pour a little bit. I just did like 1/3 of a cup. Mix that up real nice. Let's take this thing off the bottom. Make it easier to see. Okay, we're gonna add another like half a cup. Mix that in. This I got at Hobby Lobby. I'm sure you can get it online. Perfect plaster. It was $8.99 for this bag. This is very watery right now, but I'm gonna make sure I get it all mixed in before I add more. There's only like 1/3 of a cup left, so it should take this from watery to where we need it to be, I'm hoping. Then we're gonna pour our other 2 hearts, and then maybe we'll do like the boots and the bows. Okay, Let's add our other third cup. All right. That is added in. We're gonna mix this up real good. And then it says once you're done mixing, to tap it real good on the table while it's in the mixing bowl to get the bubbles out of the mix itself, and then pour it. This is quite thick. I haven't really came to a conclusion of how thick this stuff is supposed to be yet. Let's see if it pours. That pours real thick. Let's, I'm gonna get a little bit more water in here. See if that loosens that thickness up a little bit, because that was very, very thick. And when I go like this, I don't see too much settling at the bottom. That means we're getting most of it up into our mixture. Let's see how pour. Okay, that looks like it pours a lot better. We ready to try this thing? Let's hit the table, get our bubbles out. All right, let's try these 2 hearts. Let me point you so you can at least see where the hearts are filling up. So this is only gonna do 2 hearts worth, probably. That amount that we just mixed. Ooh. But it does look a lot more white. I'm gonna put a little bit more into this one because it's not leveling out the way I want it to. Whoa. Okay, perfect. Those, I think, have too much water in them, but the water is rising to the top, so that's a good thing. It's just gonna take longer to dry. Okay, so we are gonna put another cup and a half. Actually, we're gonna put, that's only half a cup, so we're gonna put a cup of water, and we're gonna put 2 cups of mix. So I got 1 cup here. Turn you back towards me. We are going to first mix in all the leftover. All the leftovers. And we're gonna pour little by little. And then we might need more water at the end. Those are a lot more white, so this is probably gonna be what we end up, this or the first one. The first one I liked a lot. These I had no issues, and I had very minimal bubbles popping up. This is very, very watery, but again, I put 1 cup, and I have to put 2 cups of plaster. I've only done almost 1. So let's go ahead and put the rest of the first cup, and let's go ahead and scoop the second cup. So if you look, it's literally water. Not water, but you know. I'm gonna put another half a cup of powder. This is where it's gonna start getting thicker. Very good pouring consistency, but it's very thin still. So we're at 1.5 cups to 1 cup of water right now. We're gonna add half of the last half to see, we don't wanna get too thick. So this is very good. Whoa! Okay. This is very good pouring consistency. I don't know if I want it to get much thicker. Honestly, I think it's pretty good. So we did 1 3/4 cup of powder to 1 cup of water. I'm gonna get those bubbles out of that. I don't think tapping it works. I haven't been able to see that work. So we're gonna fill this into our bows and boots right here. So I'll do the one that you can see first. Pour it right there in the middle. It's gonna go to all the little edges. Whoa, okay. Some people don't stop, they just keep going. And I just feel like that's how you like mess up. And it starts to dry without getting like all the bubbles taken out of it. I'm gonna add a tad bit of water to this. I feel like it got maybe the 3/4 was a little bit too thick. Remember I was saying that it was getting really thick and I didn't know if that was the right consistency. I just added a little bit of water to it. Again, the water will rise. I'll show you on these ones over here how the water rose. But I think this is still a really good pour without without being too much water. Let's do a cactus over here so we can see the difference in the color. Okay, let's do some Legos. We're gonna push all of that extra, you can't even see it, into the next one over. Because it doesn't hurt. And I didn't want that much on that one. And I did it again. So we're gonna push all the extra this way. I'm gonna take this, clean this up a bit. Just because if you don't, all that is gonna dry as like crust. And some people don't take the time, but I don't really mind it, to be honest. Let's pour that last big one. I think my table might be uneven too. So that doesn't really help with the situation of like it setting like right. Let's see, we got a little bit more. So let's do some little cowboy hats. Oh, I spilled that one. Okay. I think I have enough in here for something, or one of the biggie ones. Let's mold a little house. I forgot to do these ones over here. mixed a tiny bit. I don't know if it was the right ratio, but my house wasn't full, so. Ah, so cute. I might have another Lego worth in here. Yeah, honestly, if you don't blow too hard, you can get the bubbles out by blowing. I think everything's good. Everything's gonna have to dry more because they're large, so let's wash my hands in this water. Yeah, let me show you all the things that I just did. So there's the perfect plaster. The perfect plaster was used for these two, that one, these ones, these two, the Legos, and the house. Can you see all the things I just did? The first two was just Paris of plaster with, I believe we did the boot and the boot, the bow, and the butterfly. And then these two over here was the mixture where I put perfect plaster with some of this bad boy over here that I used last night with the really white ones. So we'll see how that goes. Check in later. I'll be doing some more while we're not on here, and see ya.